All right, well, to a lot of people, Mark Cuban appears to be on an anti-Trump blitz. It was even talk that he was helping the Hillary Clinton folks prepare for the upcoming presidential debates, where he might even assume the role of Donald Trump himself. So much gossip out there. Here to sort it out, Mark Cuban himself, billionaire, of course, owner of the Dallas Mavericks. Mark, very good to have you. Thank you.
Neil, so glad you're back. So happy for you. The news game just got 1,000 times better. And I wore my Iron Man shirt just for you.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. If you don't mind, I do want to get to these rumors. When I was out, I did watch a lot of TV news. You might be surprised. And I've always followed your career as you were getting richer and richer over the years. What's the relationship between you and Donald Trump right now?
I mean, we don't have one. It's simple as that. I mean, you ran that clip, and I think I was 100% accurate. People were excited about him, and it wasn't about issues. But as I said in that clip, there are a lot of things I disagreed with him on. And at some point, issues matter. At some point, policy matters. And we just had a big falling out on that specific issue.
Now, I remember at the time, paraphrasing here, Mark, you had said that his was like the Seinfeld campaign, one all about nothing.
Right.
Donald Trump took great offense to that. Certainly his people did after that, to say, well, his campaign is about something. Do you want to take those words back?
No, absolutely not. I mean, look, Donald has done a great job of setting the agenda for the media. The guy is a master at headline porn. You know, you just want to deal with the headlines and not look what's underneath it. And there's nobody better at it than him. But that's not the decision-making. That's not what I look for when it comes to deciding who I want to vote for president. At some point, somebody has to govern. At some point, he would have to understand policy. At some point, he would have to get into details. And he just has not shown a talent for doing any of those things.
Has Hillary Clinton, though? I mean, we don't have scant details on her own track record, on her own past, even emails that are released and flip-flops and
look,
stories.
I'm happy to... Yeah, I mean, look, all candidates flip-flop to a certain extent over the years, and I don't even hold that so much against Donald. But in terms of details, look, I'm happy to discuss the emails. You know, the thing about Hillary Clinton, she's not good at communicating with the media. Donald is a master of it. The thing about the emails, people don't trust her judgment when it comes to classified information because she's never discussed what she actually did with classified information. The reality is, for 99.99% of the classified information she dealt with, she did it in hard copy, paper, secure transfer. Everything was done by the book. She didn't even use a PC. For her email, she sent and received emails from a total of 13 people. That's it, 13 people. And across those 13 people, there were 68 classified threads. So over the course of 4 years...
Well, that we know of, and 15,000 more out there, we don't know what they'll ultimately be classified.
No, that's not the case, Neil. That's not the case because the FBI went and interviewed everybody and anybody who connected with her via email. Anybody who communicated with her
Could I ask you this, Mark? On just an
so you
image,
can recreate.
All right, but on just an image issue, and I'm not taking sides with either candidate,
sure,
that it looks weird when someone sets up their own private email server as a Secretary of State of the United States.
No, I mean, I don't think so because I'm a tech guy, right? I've set up email servers. I had a business that I built and sold.
You were never Secretary of State.
No, I wasn't, but I understood the security elements of having a private server, and so to me it wasn't weird.
You also knew the benefits of having a private server.
Yeah, I mean, and in reality, it could be more secure than what she would have done otherwise. But to your point, look, she has done a horrible job communicating. She's tried to address the emails as a standalone issue when really the question is, how did she deal with classified information on a day-to-day basis? And she has a great answer. She did it via hard copy, but she's never used that answer. And as I said, she doesn't do a good job explaining herself.
Now, the talk is that you're sort of a de facto, behind-the-scenes supporter, trying to help her out, that you would even help her prepare for the debates by playing the role of Donald Trump. Is that true?
Yes.
I
haven't been asked, but would I do it? Yes.
Have they asked it? If you volunteered it, have they said, yeah, we'd like to?
Nope. They haven't brought it up at all. And it's not like I talk to them every day. I mean, I get an email once every few weeks. They ask me for my advice on small business. They ask me to go back and talk to my Shark Tank companies and get feedback on the elements that were important to them in terms of top to bottom, ranking them and prioritize them. And in reality, she included a bunch of those things that I got back from the companies in her small business proposal. So, I mean, she is responsive in that respect.
I'm going to, hobnob around here on this issue with the San Francisco 49ers player, Colin Kaepernick, who sits during the national anthem. You kind of defended him, tweeting that it's caused quite a bit of controversy, but you were saying that explain why critics of Kaepernick's actions are wrong. You say that he didn't throw a bomb, didn't fire a shot or start a riot, throw a punch, shut a business, yell at someone, troll anyone. He just sat there quietly. Others have interpreted that and as why now? You say what?
In terms of why now, I mean, because it just happened now. And I also tweeted after that in terms of my family, my kids, my team, I'm going to suggest, and my family, I'm going to require that they put their hands over their heart and they stand for the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, God Bless America,
But what if your Maverick players doesn't do that? What if one of them doesn't do it?
It's his choice, right? I discussed it with him and said, look, if this is the message you want to send, then that's up to you. But the point I was making in that first tweet, in this day and age, we don't have a lot of civil discourse. When somebody disagrees, we tend to march, we tend to punch, we tend to yell, we tend to scream, we tend to shoot. Nothing that's positive. Colin Kaepernick, he didn't put out a press release, he just didn't stand up. And my point was, I respect somebody who, if you're going to take issue with something, it's particularly as important as standing for the national anthem, he did it in a non-violent manner. When so many other people are, creating conflict and, causing situations that can lead to harm or, if not death, he did it in a non-violent manner, and I think that's a positive.
Do you find it odd, though, whatever your views on this subject, Mark, that the president, of course, defended his constitutional right to do this, but he wasn't too keen, that is the president, on the constitutional right of Tea Party protesters at the time. Many of those groups, in fact, ended up being scrutinized. So is there a double standard in Washington on this subject of how far you push a constitutional right if it's to your political liking versus if it's not?
I mean, you could take any side of that, Neil. I don't have an answer for you there. It's something I haven't done any work on, so I don't really have a response there.
All right. I want to touch on something that between you and Jack Welch. We're going to get into the details after a quick break, but have you and Jack Welch talked about this disagreement? This is what I call a tease, Mark, for our next segment.
Got it.
Good. He's keeping quiet. I'm keeping